Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a quick look here at Dogecoin, seeing what's going on. A really cool situation actually. We're still ascending positive with these moving averages. That resistance level has been broken and established a higher low and a higher high. And we're in pretty good shape. We just got to look at our back-end data here, kind of see essentially what's going on. If it's still, if we still have those same heavy concentrations of liquidation. We got more. Okay, this is interesting. Let's go ahead and jump right into this first here, and we'll get into some details here in a moment. With the backend data here with liquidation, I get the question a lot, like, what does it mean? Okay, best way to understand it is it's a target for whales to try to push the price action in that direction to wipe out the liquidation, so they have less support or resistances in those areas, and then they can essentially establish a better presence at that point. So, for example, here at this lower price point here at about 9.3. 9.3 cents, if the price comes down that level, all those longs will get liquidated. And what's beneficial for them is they come down, they wipe out those levels, they can push the price action a little bit further, and then go ahead and jump in for some long positions, drive the price up, sell, rinse, repeat. Okay, so they take tons of profit in doing so. And how they get to those levels is oftentimes with a bunch of small little limit orders with a massive amount of portfolio size. Okay. That said, if we take a look there, just to kind of clarify, 9.3 is a close approximation of significant amount of long liquidation levels. Same thing here with 10.5. That hasn't changed too much. The price has been kind of just hanging out in this little range. So what does that mean for us here? Well, let's go ahead and just mark that here so you can kind of see. Was it 9.5? Yeah, we'll see 9.3. So 9.3 is this guy right here, coincidentally, a key level support. Then, of course, we have 10.5, which is this guy right here. Okay. A lot of times it's just above a most recent high or a most recent low. Okay, so with us knowing that, that's helpful because we understand that the price goes in either direction. We'll see a sweep and the price will continue further past that level. Not always, but most often you'll see that. Okay, so again, the thing I'm kind of focusing on right now is this higher level because we got a ton of liquidity up here. I think that would make more sense for that to occur, considering we're above the moving averages, we're establishing higher lows and higher highs. Okay, so we're essentially in an ascending type of channel. Okay, that's always a positive sign. So let's just jump into the daily really quick, wrap this up here, or summarize rather, and then we'll wrap it up here for you. Because again, I don't really need too much information on the daily here. We are overextended, but if you can get a little reset here, excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're at 8 days into this continuation, but there's been decent periods of consolidation within. So honestly, this doesn't matter too much. This continuation is just fine. The key here is that we're above all moving averages and that we are in a situation right now where the MACD is still converging. While it's losing its momentum, it hasn't lost significance yet. RSI is up over 70. Money flow index is high, but we do have our second divergence on stochastic RSI, which does imply the price is due for a correction. However, we might have already seen that correction considering this ugly candle wick that threw things off a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the 4-hour time frame and get some more information because honestly, the daily time frame is mostly bullish, but there's not much else we can kind of extract from that time frame. What we can kind of see here is on the 4-hour that we're again above all moving averages. That's extremely important. We're ascending concurrently with this trend line. TD sequential tells us we hit a 9 here previously, pulled back to a 5 or a 6, and now we're up to a 1 or a 2. So just because we're at a 1 or 2 doesn't imply the price is going to just shoot through the roof, and we're going to go 7 more 4-hour candles, basically 24 hours continuation. It just implies that we have reset, we've consolidated enough just above that key level moving average, and that's a very important sign. Furthermore, too, if we take a look at Ichimoku Cloud, we'll go ahead and do that on the hourly. Actually, hold on. I want to just double check some volume here really quick and kind of see where we got the most amount of volume in the recent past. So let's zoom in and kind of see that a little easier. So in the last roughly, just say about a week's worth of trading, we see a ton of volume right here at about 9.7. Coincidentally, the price action wicked down there and bounced and rejected off that quickly. Okay, so it does tell us that's a decent support level. So that does hold to this 0.236 fib level at about 9.7, 9.8. So we can kind of summarize that this is a support range, and the price action again is more likely to increase than decrease. If we take a look at larger, considerations here for Elliott Wave, for example, it does imply that we are in our 5th and final wave. If this is our lowest point, which is probable at 9.3, the price action has great potential to continue to establish a higher high. Now keep in mind, these are some aggressive fib levels, but there is possibility of 12.3, 14.2, or 17.3. Okay, but the key takeaway here is that we are likely to establish a higher high at this point based on the way things are progressing. Okay, so everything's looking pretty positive and most things are pointing up. Now again, we want to look for reasons not to take a trade, right? That's kind of a good characteristic in a trader. So let's double check and see on the hourly if we have confirmation. This to me is the most important. We don't have confirmation yet, but we are getting there. In other words, lagging span just broke free of the price action, but we want the price to be a little bit higher. In a perfect world, we're going to close above 10.25, and then we'd be in a best case scenario there. That would be a perfect entry for a long position. I know it seems crazy to buy a long at the top, but once we've broken through that little resistance level for a daily candlestick close, and then we would also be concurrently above the cloud, we'd be converging on the moving average. And then of course here, we see that the conversion line's trending closer to becoming above the baseline. So those are all positive contributing factors, but we're not quite there yet. Again, I'm really looking for a closure at 10.25. So yeah, let's round up and say 10.3 or higher. 10.3 or higher today on a candlestick, we'd be in solid shape to see a higher high and a continuation further from there. The key here is, though, is this little descending trend here that was establishing lower lows and lower highs. We just broke that with a higher high here, okay? Now this candlestick hasn't closed. We got 30 minutes left. All the more reason to wait for confirmation, but to me, I'm going to set an alert if the price crosses this level and we remain above the cloud for at least 2 or 3 hours, and coincidentally, we can close the daily candle at that level or higher. That would be a consideration for a long position for me. Okay? Everything's looking pretty ready to go, okay? So I know what you're thinking to yourself right now. I'm just going to go ahead and get in right now and beat him to the punch. If it's going to go up there anyways, why not get in now? The truth is we don't know, okay? So please recognize this. Do not leave this conversation thinking that I'm just going to take along to the moon right now, okay? Most things are pointing up, but we don't have confirmation yet. All the more reason to wait, okay? Heaven forbid, you get in up here, which is 1.5% higher than the current entry, then that's what happens, okay? But at least at that time, you feel comfortable and confident that you're more statistically liable or available to be able to take profit instead of getting in when we're almost there. It's a little too risky right now, in my personal opinion right now, even though most things are looking pretty decent. All right, so what are your thoughts? Comment below, let me know what you're thinking. Also, make sure you do this here. Take full advantage of this. This offer won't be available for too much longer. This is an offer from Bitunix. No KYC, no VPN exchange. Phenomenal exchange. Other significantly large exchanges are requiring VPN, which is basically just meaning KYC is on the horizon. Furthermore, they have trailing stop losses, no multiple take profit targets. If you want education on how that works, I have a Bitunix section here essentially. But generally speaking, it's a phenomenal resource, and I'm greatly appreciative of them. Also, if you want to become a premium member, there's a few slots left here as well. We got tons of profit that we're taking here, day in and day out, anywhere between 40 to 120% on trades that are held for a few days, few weeks, in some cases a couple months. We've actually have some pretty nice old trades that just cranked into as well. So really cool. Patience does pay off, folks. Okay, so be patient, wait for confirmation. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good rest of your day. See you soon.